RFK Jr. just announced new government plans that will not only impact the lives of autistic Americans, but potentially make them much more difficult. And this is all for literally no reason. Since RFK Jr. bounces from conspiracy to conspiracy, it's hard to even know exactly what he's thinking, but it's clear this news should unsettle every American. Keep watching for this new, crazy, and potentially dangerous step by the Trump administration, and as always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Last week, RFK Jr. took a bunch of heat after he went from attacking people with transmitted diseases to instead attacking autistic Americans. He gave a press conference where he made claims about wanting to lead the government in combating genetic disabilities, specifically autism. Now, of course, being RFK Jr., he made plenty of claims about how autism rates have become unnatural and how all of our foods and medicines are the cause. He also ended up going viral for some of his comments which sounded less like describing people the government wants to help and more like mocking people with autism.
Sir, this is an individual tragedy as well. Autism destroys families. More importantly, it destroys our greatest resource, which are our children. These are children who should not be suffering like this. These are kids who, many of them were fully functional and regressed because of some environmental exposure into autism when they're 2 years old. And these are kids who will never pay taxes, they'll never hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, they'll never go out on a date. Many of them will never use a toilet unassisted. And we have to recognize we are doing this to our children.
RFK Jr. is literally talking about autism the same way that you do about drug overdoses or untreatable cancers. I don't want to debate the impacts of disabilities on families, but claiming that everyone with autism is a terrible burden that ruins the lives of their relatives is just incredibly degrading and insulting. But after being mocked for these comments and several others, RFK Jr. is now ramping up his attacks against autism. Today, he announced that the government will be pushing for major research into ending autism, and his first step to doing this is starting a government registry. That's right, RFK Jr. as health secretary is going to make the government track down all autistic Americans and keep tabs on their health for research purposes. This should raise some major red flags for all Americans. Governments never start tracking down minority groups and putting them on lists for any good reason, and even if Kennedy has only the best intentions, there is so much gray area here. Will people be forced to sign up and be tracked by the government? What information will they try to collect from people? And more importantly, how does RFK Jr. plan to stop autism? Does he not know it's a genetic disability, not something that people catch on accident? This is such a strange and dangerous development, but unfortunately not all that out of the ordinary with some of the other insane things coming out of this new administration.